Winston,
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I woke up at a decent time, which is good for me because I don't do that very often.
Well, first question I'd ask you, how do you like to take your coffee?
Okay. So I'm not like a huge coffee guy.
Okay.
And so I was thinking of like a funny answer, and I was like, I don't know, like I order on the mobile app, and so I just take my coffee like quickly. I'm like a mocha type of guy, but typically I'll just kind of drink whatever can get me going.
So would you say you like more about having a little bit of coffee with your cream and sugar?
Yeah,
Flavoring?
I'm just like a sweeter type of guy. Yeah, like the bitter coffee, like I'll drink it, but it's not my favorite.
Well, good thing I never have bitter coffee.
Yeah.
My coffee is smooth and...
Yeah, see, I tried it, and I actually really like it, and there's no like sugar or anything like that added to it, so
Yeah.
it tastes really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how good coffee should be.
Yeah, I love it.
Good coffee should be smooth, like natural sweetness. No,
Yeah.
like you don't have to have added flavors if you
Sweet.
don't. But if you want, you can obviously add that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've known you for a while. So when did you first realize like you had a passion for music and you wanted to like just continue doing it?
Yeah, so I think the first introduction that I had like with music that I can remember was second grade. I did the lip sync competition at my school, and I just kind of did it because my sister was doing it, and I wasn't like invited to be like in her group for the lip sync contest. So I was like, okay, I'll just do my own thing. And my parents were like, okay, let's get him like an Elvis song that he can pick out. And so that was kind of like my first like experience with it. But they like showed me Elvis videos, and so I picked out Hound Dog to like lip sync.
That's a great for a second grader. That's a great song to like start off with.
Well, so they kind of went all out, and they got me like a little guitar to use. They got me the suit with like the classic Eagle logo on it, and they were like showing me videos of like him dancing.
So your first time you remember, like music was like you really like music was not actually doing music.
Yeah, well, so I didn't. I wasn't doing music yet. They showed me all these videos of Elvis dancing, and I was like, I wasn't interested in it. I was like, just kind of trying to do other things, and they were like, watch the video because you're going up on stage at this like little talent show thing.
So was it more? I guess like my follow-up question was it more about the performance?
Yeah, so it was leading up to the performance. I was like well, my parents thought I was nervous, but I think I just had like a tranquility to me where like they were like, oh, for once he's not like talking or bouncing off the walls, like he's just like focused. And then once I went on stage, they were cracking up because all like the videos that I didn't watch, I was like emulating Elvis because I secretly like was taking it all in.
Yeah, okay.
And so I was dancing like him. I like did like a knee slide. I had like little rags that they gave me to like wipe my sweat and throw it out into the audience.
So from the earliest time,
Yeah.
like music was your way to just ham it up.
Yeah. I think I understood what a performance was. I think.
That's awesome.
And so I was able to emulate that, and like that like adrenaline rush that I got. I think that's kind of what sparked my desire to like be like a musician and like be a performer.
So back on the musician side of it.
Yeah.
Like how do you like think of like because you've written your own music now.
Yes.
And it's no longer just about the performance. It's like you actually are writing music and doing stuff. So what inspires you to like actually write the music now?
Yeah, so it started in third grade.
So second grade performance.
Yes, performance. Third grade, back to back.
I love it.
Yeah, so everyone wanted to like be like that famous person. In like third grade, like Justin Bieber was starting to get famous, like One Direction, and I was like, I could be that. Like, what's stopping me from being like that guy that like the ladies love and stuff like that? And that's where I just started writing music, and like none of those songs were good, but there was something. And from like that passion, it was more like it turned from like wanting to be famous, and, like wanting like the girls and stuff like that, to like how can I express myself through this music? And so like that's kind of how it developed. But I have all these like lyrics and songs that it was like the base, and I was able to grow from that. And so I would say I have a lot of experience writing in music because I failed plenty of times.
Awesome.
And so by now I feel like even when I do fail, I know how to bounce back from it.
I feel like for myself, I can relate a little bit. Like I'm not musically talented, but whenever I do coffee and I roast coffee, like I know my coffee is good because I've tried so much of my bad coffee.
Yeah.
Like when you do it bad, and then you finally get to that point where it's like, oh my goodness, this is good.
Yeah.
You know it's good because you can compare it to your bad stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know, like, a love song before would make me cringe, but now it's like, okay, like this is actually how I'm feeling, like this is what I'm going through, and so it's kind of gotten me to that point.
So now it's very like the how you do music is very much tied to your emotions.
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's either my emotions or people that I know
Okay.
that are going through emotions, and just kind of like making that connection of how to bring like a smile to their faces opposed to just about me.
Interesting. I like that. I like that. I'm thinking. So it's very empathetic.
Yeah, I would say so. I know a lot of the worship music that I write is very much like what can I bring to like the congregation, I guess, just based on like what I observe that they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of my stuff is like written from the first person of like God singing to like
Oh.
their child and like stuff like that. And like in like my more secular music, I would say I'm like in a happy 4-year relationship like with like my girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love writing like really like messy breakup songs because like capturing that essence of like what some people are going through and like trying to bring that to like music. It's fun for me because I get to explore like that world.
So are you trying to capitalize on your friends and their messy breakups?
Yeah,
and,
yeah. No, I love hearing about it. I'm like, tell me more. Like, please. I'm all ears.
So have any of your friends realized this yet?
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Or is this going to be the first time? Like they're going to watch this and realize?
Yeah.
That time they opened up about that messy breakup.
Yeah.
And then you turned it into a song.
I would love if they did. I know. So I did this during quarantine. It was 20 days or something like that. 25 days until my birthday, and I was gonna turn 20. And so I was like, let me try and write a song every day until I'd like reach that goal of writing like 25 days before I turned 20. And so I was writing music, and like I quickly realized like there's only so much that you can write about. Because like my first couple songs were like what quarantine has felt like for me going through it. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, okay, I'll write some songs about my girlfriend. But then I reached a point where I was like, I don't know what to write about anymore. And so I wrote a song about wishing I was taller. And then I was like, okay, this is getting fun. It's getting to a point where I can like convey like any message I kind of wanted into like music. Awesome. And so I for sure have written a song about a friend going through like a breakup and kind of like him telling me what that felt like.
Yeah.
And so I actually have been working on that song a lot recently and just kind of trying to...
So you're like something that started during that 25 days
Yeah.
before you turn 20.
Yeah.
You're like now trying, like you're continuing to work on that to develop into something even more than just like this weird, quote unquote, weird challenge for yourself at that point.
Yeah, because I realized very quickly that like one of those songs wasn't good, but if I combined two of them, then like we had something there.
Oh,
and so like
nice.
trying to bridge that gap in between like a song that I wrote 2 weeks apart, and like how like they like connected. Awesome. And so yeah, it's been really good, and it gives me a lot of like different ideas that I can just go back to and be like, oh, this is something I worked on. Let me try and like grow it if I ever like find like a writer's block moment.
Awesome, I love it.
So, how do you like your coffee?
So I like my coffee a lot of different ways. It's but my everyday coffee, every morning I'll make coffee for myself and my wife.
Okay.
And I always like my coffee with cream because I just like milk. I like cream.
Yeah.
I like the dairy.
Yeah.
So I always have just a little bit of cream with my coffee every
Cool.
morning. And that's and my wife takes it the same way.
Nice.
So every morning I make the coffee for both of us, and I pour the coffee for us and pour in like just a little bit of cream for both of us.
Yeah. So a lot of people like to ask me, when I'm writing music, do I like to write on like the guitar, or do I like to write like lyrics first or like music first? So what does like the process for you look like when you're trying to like figure out a coffee that you like to brew?
Okay, so when I'm figuring out how I like to brew a coffee, I always start in like the same place. I always start with doing a simple pour over. You know, all that means is I'm taking I have a filter. Pour over filter and put it over a cup or over a server. I put it and I do hot water over top of it, and that's my control. I like to say that's my control. So that's like my starting point, and then from there I taste it black. First time I ever try a new coffee, I taste black to try to see what flavor notes are coming out of it, and then from there I can future times I'm like, you know what, I remember tasting a lot of fruity notes. I want to pull those out more, so I'll brew it accordingly to pull that
Yeah,
out.
cool.
If it's more chocolatey or earthy, I may like, you know what? I think this would be really good as espresso. So
Yeah.
I'll try it. I'll do it as an espresso shot.
That's awesome.
Or different things like that. Or maybe I want to do it as a French press. But I always start at the same point because each coffee being unique, I
Yeah.
want to see that control aspect of it.
Sweet. That's awesome.
So tell me about this music that this
Yeah.
song that you're going to perform.
Yeah, so I wanted to perform something that like no one's ever heard before.
Okay.
It's something that I'm working on currently and trying to get into the process of like recording and releasing, but it's a kind of a new side to music that I want to explore.
Well, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about hearing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
excited to share it.
Excited. God bless you,
Sweet.
brother.
Yeah, for sure. You still smile when I call you. Don't you think that's messed up? Sure, we were kids when we dated, but we were in love when we broke up. And now I see you graduated. I'm wondering if you're coming home. We haven't spoken in a while, but I'm still scared to be alone. Oh, why am I still in love? Is it the thought of you or what we could become? When you've clearly given up, isn't it messed up? Isn't it messed up, my love? Finally went out on the first date. The food was good, the wine was great. We laughed all night about surface things, but then I called her your name. Oh, why am I still in love? Is it the thought of you, what we could become? Oh, and you've clearly given up. Isn't it messed up? Isn't it messed up? And I could spend every moment for the rest of my life wondering if there's a way to make all of my wrongs right. But you moved on, and I guess that I should too. No, but it don't get easier. No, it won't get easier. Oh, so why am I still in love? Is it the thought of you, what we could become? Oh, and you clearly giving up. Isn't it messed up? Oh, isn't it messed up? Isn't it messed up? Oh, isn't it messed up, my love?